Also, guys, welcome back. This time, your boy again, Adamslink. How you doing today? Welcome to another video. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you guys are watching this video from. So, guys, we're going to be discussing about the flood situation in Nigeria. And honestly, I've been seeing a lot of heartbreaking videos on the internet, and it's quite really disturbing. Firstly, check out this picture. And I think this is one of the most hardest picture currently on social media. It shows the heartbreaking situation in some part of Nigeria, and a lot of people have lost their life. And there is this particular farmer who shared this video. According to him, he said, "This is my farm in Bayelsa State. The state has been cut off. No way to bring in feeds, nor medicine. We are fighting both flood and bird flu. At the same time, as at yesterday, I lost 3,897 birds. My heart is failing me, totally depressed. I don't know how to feel right now, watching my investment destroy gradually before my very eyes. God, please have mercy on me. Show me mercy, oh God." This guy lost 3,897 birds in one day, 24 hours, because of the flood. And the state is completely cut off, no way to bring medicine. So he's fighting both flood and also bird flu because no medicine. His investment almost gone. I pray, no, these are the kind of people the government need to assist immediately after they have been able to deal with the flood. This is the kind of people the government need to assist immediately. In this country, we talk about natural disasters. Sometimes you will see a fire outbreak in the market or some other natural disaster in some places. They will just talk about relief materials, but they do not talk about, the government do not look into investments that have been lost and how to get people to start up their businesses again that have a lot of, the business will be able to provide a lot of employment to other people. We don't even discuss about that. We discuss about, let's survive first. We are just trying to survive in this country. We don't even discuss about recovery of investment and all those things. And they are very necessary. But in the country, we always talk about surviving. We have never dealt with the issue of surviving. You know, those kind of people just get the lost. And guess what? You know, Peter Obi, let us now move into politics. Peter Obi called on other political partners, presidential aspirant, to suspend their campaign and, of course, visit those flooded areas. And Peter Obi has, however, started visiting those flooded areas. This is not the first time Peter Obi is doing it, let us be completely honest. Years back, we have seen pictures, photos of Peter Obi visiting flooded area and himself able going into the flood. Well, a lot of people have commended him, and also a lot of people have condemned him as well. Check out what this guy, Sadiq, said. "You are not different from the politicians that are known for moving around in their party attire to woo voters on the street with roasted corn during election period. Atiku has been helping flood victims for decades, and you won't even see the videos online." Not just that, you of course know the one coming from Reno Mockery. Then Comrade Deji said, "Peter Obi is a scam and an exploiter. Articulated has donated hundreds of millions to flood victims. Tinubu too has donated hundreds of millions to flood victims without acting movies. But you see this guy is a scam, taking pictures and exploiting people predicament is not the way to go. Help people without noise. Okay, you know, we are all entitled to our own fundamental human right, and with the kind, let me try to explain it the best way I can, with the way I want it. You know, with the way I see it. And again, people are so worried about the attire he wore because he put this Labour Party logo on the attires. People are worried about that as well. That if you are coming to sympathize with flood victims, why are you bringing your banner, your Labour Party banner? But let me try as much as possible to explain it with my own way. The kind of presidential aspirant that I want, the kind of person that I want to be a leader in this country, either a governor or a senator or a House of Rep or a local government chairman or a president, is somebody who can show up. Show up to see with his two eyes. People who are around politicians today, they want in their heart, they want weak politicians who cannot show up on duty. A president might be good. A governor might be very good, releasing money, giving billions to this project, but if he don't show up in this kind of country, if he don't show up, I bet you those money will just be entering people's pockets. And those people around them, that is the kind of leader they want. They want to put their own leader there. They know that leader can't show up, won't be able to show up, but they will put him there. Even if they want to show up, he will show up to some few events. Out of 20 events they have budgeted money for, he can just show up for some two. While the rest, they will just use tippers to host the event or to do whatever they want to do. That is our problem. No accountability. Nigeria has money to spend. We can borrow money to spend. But are they spending it well? That's our problem. It's not as if they are not budgeting. You saw how many billions of dollars don't go for school feeding? Let's be completely honest. Nigeria have budgeted money there for every project. But the implementation, where the money they go? That's our problem. That's our problem. We don't have issues with credibilities of leaders. We don't have issues when it comes to president. We don't have issues with the president who have this strong credibility, who we can trust when it comes to money. We don't have an issue with them. People will tell you President Buhari do not steal. He's a man of integrity. And I believe it. But is that our problem? No. We have issues of presidents who do not ask questions, who do not care. It's not that they do not care, but they are too preoccupied. It's either they are sick or this or that. You need a president who can show up on duty. And that is the greatest enemy of those boys who are around politicians. So that's just what I feel. See, we have had a good president before. But I'm not saying because of what I say, you can however interpret it. But I'm not saying you should support Peter Obi. I'm not saying you should support Atiku. I'm not saying you should support Tinubu or Kwankwaso or anybody. I'm just making my own, explaining it like the kind of leader that I want for Nigerians, be it any position. But it's quite unfortunate, guys. We need president who can show up. Like if you budget something, you should look. I know you are busy, but there are some certain things like those projects that requires hundreds of millions of US dollars. No, show up. So all those going around, even Rino Mokore say Peter Obi they do oversabi. Honestly, I believe like what he said the only crime he committed is he wants to become Nigeria's next president. Before now, Rino Mokore praised Peter Obi. Before now, a lot of people praised Peter Obi. But now that they want to become somebody, they say, no. It's about time we destroy you. That's just how It is, guys. And the minister of our water resources recently, you guys won't believe it. He said it is wrong to blame other sources for this flood that's going on. That the only person that is responsible for this flood is God. Through the rains and everything, that we shouldn't be calling other countries' name on this flood issue. Listen to him, guys.
Stories I've been seeing on social media, I just laugh because they are misleading. Lagbo Dam releases the flood, its contribution to flood in this country is only 1%. Sometimes they release water without notice, and when they do that, it has impact on communities downstream. But it is not the main reason why we have flood in this country. 80% of the flows in this country is water that we are blessed with from God from the sky. This year's flood, I can assure you, we cannot blame it on Cameroon, to be sincere. Whether we're able to do that in Hausa or not, we'll continue to have floods on the river Nigers and Benue basins. We signed the MOU with Cameroonian authorities. But since then, believe me, every year, once the flood season comes, it is the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency that calls them. What is your level in Lagdo? What is your level? Even this one, they told us when he called them, when he saw that the rains were, I was communicating with the DG NISA. I said, what's happening in Cameroon? He said he has been calling them. They said they have not released any water. But they said they will inform. They are the ones that should be keeping us informed on the basis of the MOU. They didn't. Finally, they said, okay, that they will inform us.
Okay. He said 80% of what we are experiencing the flood is from rain, from God. And the way they twisted it on the internet is crazy. Then he also said something about it's not time for us to be, for the federal government to place a state of emergency on this flood issue. That is not yet time.
Nigeria, it's affected close to 2 million people, hundreds dead and displaced. Why have we not declared a state of emergency?
Well, it's certainly an emergency situation. What do you mean by it? It all depends on what you mean by declaration of state of emergency. We have not reached a situation, in my view, where the relevant emergency management authorities are not being able to deal with this situation. I'm not aware that has happened. We have governments, we have federal government, we have state governments, we have state emergency management agencies and the federal emergency agency. And I think they have not in any way said that what they've been doing, they've been overwhelmed by it. Chad is a very small country, and a very small territory where people are living. The vast of the land in Chad is desert. So, the intensity, the effect it might have on the people and where people are.
Okay, I think I will go, I will kind of like support him because we have state government who will do the necessary thing first until when they say, okay, this is beyond our power, then the federal government will come into the whole issue. We should be able to at least hold our state government accountable first. Everything. Start looking at the federal, federal. So let them do their own work first. Although they are not doing what they are supposed to be doing, we're looking at people, no boats assisting them. The way we see for other countries now, if they say flood, before you know it, boats don't come, assisting people to cross to where they want to go to, they will start implementing maybe stay at home, don't go out yet, time, and they will bring relief materials to residents, but yeah, everybody just do on his own. You're on your own. Well, it's quite unfortunate, guys. And then let's talk about Endsars. And before then, check out this group of people. Even with the flood, they were watching football match. Life was continuing. And I saw another video of also even with the flood, some Catholic church members were also attending church and taking Holy Communion. Sometimes stay at home and relax yourself. If there's flaw, God understand. You want to go watch football. Waiting football, can't you wait? Can't you check it somewhere else? Then let's talk about this Endsars. Yesterday, they staged a very peaceful protest, and fortunately, police arrested some, and they were throwing tear gases and all the rest, because it was a remember day for Endsars protesters. Then, surprisingly, some mothers came out to their interview. The federal government told us that no, there were no casualties. Even some social media personality also told us, like the lawyer said, no, nobody died. But yesterday, some mother came out to say their son, their relative died, and no one is listening. There also were some Endsars victims. I don't even want to go into details now. It be like say Peter Obi running me Dante. He don't talk wetin he don't suppose talk over this Endsars matter. When it comes to social media, I think Peter Obi is the one winning. When it comes to social media as at now, is the most favorite candidate. And he has a vice, a running mate, and that is Dante. He was asked recently about this Endsars, and check out his response.
Controversy till date, and you even said that you'd like to get to the root of it. But I'd like to know particularly, do you align with those who describe the events of that night, and they strongly believe that it was a massacre?
There was abuse of human rights. There was abuse of procedure. And if some people interpret those as massacre, then yes. However, massacre has different technical meanings. I can't say I know all of it, but I know massacre requires the assailants to have, first of all, no advance notice was given before the attack, and the victims must have been attacked in their own areas. Now, these are well-meaning Nigerians who brought themselves out to a public area and were attacked by security forces that are meant to be protecting their lives and property. The use of massacre is highly debatable, but I can say for sure that yes, there were abuses of procedure and there were civil rights violations.
Well, you guys heard him correctly. Or do you agree with what he's saying about Endsars? See, Dante, I beg, when it comes to Endsars, I think you should, the best thing for you to just do is just to systematically answer that question in a way. I beg, this of you does not really correspond with a lot of youth on social media. But there will still support that Peter Obi anyway. I think so. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Support again, Adamslink. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Catch you next time. Peace.